Beautiful, that looks healing migraines. If you're meant to have something, if you're meant to know something in life, it will come to you. So I'm going to do them in alphabetical order. So starting with amber. So amber is actually made of tree sap. So the physical positives that amber is meant to have is anti-inflammatory, meant to be good for your joints and also good for migraines as well. Spiritually, it encourages decision making, wisdom, and alleviates a bad mood. So it makes bad mood go away. Okay, next is Amethyst. Amethyst is the February birthstone as well, which is mine. I have this amethyst point. So this amethyst cluster was $10.99, which does sound really expensive, but actually if you go to any other store, a cluster like this of amethyst would be probably about £25 to £30. So amethyst you shouldn't leave in the sun because it can drain out the purple colour, and also amethyst is said to have the more purple colour it has in it, then the stronger the power of amethyst is. Amethyst is a type of quartz. If you don't know how quartz are made, it is through oxygen and silicon, so oxidized silicon. And for the amethyst to get the purple tinge in it, it's mixed with iron. So the physical benefits of amethyst include paranoia. Apparently it's very good for your ears. Also an anti-inflammatory, good for insomnia. So sometimes people put amethyst onto their pillow. It's very good for your whole digestive system. And it's good for your blood oxygenation, which I believe is part of anemia/diabetes. Oh! So the spiritual effects of amethyst are meant to be quite balancing, quite motivating as well, so it's also good to have in like an office space. Also as well, I forgot to say, with the points, they are kind of have like flat surfaces all around, so you can kind of angle it any way, and it's thought that where the point is facing, that's where the kind of energy will be reflected out from. So next is Adventurine, and I've just got like a tumblestone version of this, which is usually in like a square shape and it's polished, and they're usually very, very small, like the size of like half your thumb. But it's not a thumbstone, thumbstones are different. This is said to be the stone of opportunity. Adventurine is supposed to be very good for your heart and the lungs, also very good for fertility and the nervous system. Spiritually, Adventurine is a very balancing stone. It also helps with decisiveness, and it's meant to balance female and male energy. So it's good for like a heterosexual relationship if you're having like a tiff or something. Next is one of my favourites, which is black tourmaline. So I have this in a bracelet form and also a pyramid as well. So black tourmaline is kind of the stone to suck up negative energy. Any kind of opaque or dark or black stones are generally the absorption stones. They take away things from the energy around you. It's not a transformative stone, so it doesn't transform and then radiate positive energy. It just takes all the badness away. And I recently got a bracelet that I can wear with me, take it to places like work and things where I can't like load around a bigger crystal. And I love the feeling of black tourmaline. It makes me feel safer. Black tourmaline is made up of potassium, aluminium, iron, magnesium and sodium, so that's a crystal that's made up of quite a lot of it in it. Physically, it's very good for your hips, lower back and thigh area. Also very good for your bowels and like digestive area as well. This is for the root chakra, which is at the bottom of your spine, kind of like the base chakra, so it's kind of like it kind of makes sense, like it's taking negative energy away. It's like your base, like everything's just good. Next is calcite. It's very different because it looks very polished, but actually it's not polished. Rough calcite has a very smooth feel to it. So calcite is made up of calcium carbonate and water, so that kind of is why it has the glossy. Physically, calcite's very good for arthritis. My nan, actually, she loves calcite. We were randomly shopping for beautiful clusters of like citrine, amethyst, and she picked out a piece of calcite. And out of all of that, she wasn't into crystals that much then. And she loves it. She has really bad knee pain, and it's very good for arthritis and joint pain. And she places it on her knee, and she says like it just works. Like it just makes the aches lessened, which my neck has tried everything for her aches. Yeah, it's crazy that it like still baffles me and the fact how quickly this worked. The spiritual benefits of calcite is that it relieves blockages, so that can kind of be due to acupuncture, which is where you're basically getting rid of blockages, and it's very good for your memory as well, so it's good for like brain blockages. Okay, next is citrine, and I have a citrine cluster. This was, I think, £4. Most people's favourite stone. It's a stone of manifestation. It just kind of brings you whatever you want and will. It's very good for meditation. So this is also made out of oxidized silicon. Physically, it's meant to be for tea, kidney, bladder, and your thyroid as well. Alright, next one. I pretty much only bought this crystal because I was like, I just need to have a piece of it. This is emerald, and it looks very, very dark. When I first got it, I was like, what? What is this? And I also got this from the Psychic Tree, and this was $5.99. This is made up of silicon, aluminium, and beryl. Emerald is meant to be very good for headaches, fertility, your eyes, your memory, but it's also used against aging. I think back in the day there was a whole kind of uproar that if you have emerald or use emerald, it stops you going grey.
Oh, you're filming?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay. So yeah, it stopped people from going grey prematurely, but there's no evidence to say that it stops you going grey, like in your natural cycle of aging. But if you're under a lot of stress and you are aging very, very quickly, then get a piece of emerald in your life. I also really wanted an emerald as well because I love the Wizard of Oz and like the Emerald City and everything like that. And the fact that it's such a dark piece of emerald really reminds me of the show Wicked, which I'm in love with as well. So that's just kind of my little... The next one is like my new favourite, and it's fluorite. This is such an underrated stone. It's meant to be one of the most powerful stones in the world, and everywhere you look, everyone's like, it's so underrated. Why is it not a popular stone? It comes in either green or purple, or like purpley green, and they are very, very... God, it almost hit my cat. I love you, Bubba. I love you. Fluorite is a protection stone, so it is very good to have in the home, dotted around on yourself. It's meant to keep you safe. Fluorite is made up of fluoride and calcium, so pretty simple there. It's very good for your teeth, so you can get fluorite like teething beads, which a lot of babies have. It's very good for your skin and ulcers, but it's also very good for your stomach and cramps. Oh, why do I keep dropping it? Maybe it's too strong for me. Told you it's the strongest one. Apart from protection, it also is meant to make you see perfection in life. You know when you have those days where you just wake up and you're just so like woke and you're aware of everything around you, and like you could be having the worst day, you could be living in the worst place or the worst people, but something inside of you is just like, wow, like life is amazing, like seeing, hearing, feeling, like that's what fluorite kind of does. It kind of makes you just be in awe and be grateful and see the perfectness of living and life. Fool's Gold is the next one. This stone I have wanted since I was very, very young. I remember I think we went on like a school trip and everyone was getting it. Where is it? This is also called Pyrite as well. Fool's Gold is made up of iron sulfate. It's also obviously called Fool's Gold because it looks very similar to gold, and back in like mining days, people would see like a speck of gold and be like, oh my god, it's gold, it shines like a whole ton of gold. And obviously sometimes people do that for Fool's Gold, so then they were the fool who believed that it was gold. So this is very good physically to increase your oxygen in your body and very good for your lungs as well. Oh my gosh, no, this was 49p. It says 98p because we got two of them. This was less than 50p. Wow. So this is also very good for manifestation, embracing new things. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like it's the gold, like money related manifestation. Makes sense to me. Next is Jade, which is like the purity stone. I didn't actually realise I had a piece of jade. until I found this. This is what my nan and granddad got me years and years and years and years and years ago. I think it was for my 11 plus. Jade is made up of, I'm going to have to read this because it's a few. Calcium, magnesium, jadeite, and nephrite. Probably definitely just said that wrong. Sorry, I'm getting tired, so my nose gets itchy, and when it gets itchy, it's like an addictive itch. So that's why it's all green. Jade is very good for cramps, very good for your hip. Oh, it's also very good for bacteria and virus-related infections. Spiritually, Jade is said to be very good for new parents who don't know what they're doing, kind of like stops the overwhelming feeling and just helps you, like guides you where to go and what to do. And it's also said to give you divine energy, which kind of links to the purity. Next is Lapis Lazuli. This I got because it is meant to be amazing at healing migraines, which is obviously my biggest issue. So I got this in a pendulum form. This is meant to have pyrite, calcite, sodalite, has a lot of stuff in it, basically. It's to do with the throat chakra, so it's very good for your thyroid and your throat, but mainly it is very, very amazing at healing migraines. Lapis Lazuli spiritually was used by priests for healing back in the days. Oh! Opalite, which is the one that I'm wearing. So Opalite as well is similar to how quartz are made. It's made of silicon and oxygen. The recipe of it is different, so that's why it doesn't look the same as clear quartz. Opalite is meant to be very good for your blood and your kidneys, and spiritually it's meant to be very good for transition periods in your life, kind of uncovering hidden feelings and thoughts and things you don't want to admit to. Next one is one of my favourites as well, is rose quartz, and it's the one I think I have the most of. So I have a rose quartz point, I have a rough piece of rose quartz, and I have a rose quartz tumble stone as well. Rose quartz is the love stone, which is probably why I love it, as well as how it looks. You can put a piece of rose quartz under your pillow, and that's meant to attract love into your life. You can drink rose quartz infused water, and that's meant to promote self-love. Yeah, it's a really precious stone in that sense. It really can bring you so much. But of course it's a quartz, so it's made up of silicon, oxygen, iron, titanium and magnesium. Strangely though, because it's a love stone and it's pink, it also is very good for the female reproductive system. Physically it's very good for blistering, circulation and the heart, and it's also part of the heart chakra as well. But that makes sense because it's to do with love. The next one is so strange. It's called Rutilated Quartz. So obviously it's a quartz, so it's silicon and oxygen, but it also has rutile in it, which has like needle-like features in it. This cost me 60p. I was looking on the Psychiatry website, and I was not sponsored, by the way. I looked at every single stone that she has. You should always go to the one that you're drawn to. And even when you buy pieces online, a lot of people say they can look at 300 pieces of rose quartz, but they only really want one of them, and that's crazy. Like, if you're meant to have something, if you're meant to know something in life, it will come to you. When I first saw it, I'm like, it's ugly, why do I want that? Like, it's so basic, I have other stones that do similar things, why do I want it? And then I read more into it, and I've had loads of like tarot card readings and stuff recently, and also like my own meditative thoughts, and it's all been based around like getting rid of negative thinking, and this is exactly what this stone does. And I just thought that was so strange, and now when I first saw it in person, I was like, wow, it's so beautiful, I love it. And I felt like I was just meant to have the stones. That's such a beautiful story. Physically as well, it's meant to battle fatigue, lack of energy, meant to just kind of give you that get up and go feeling as well, which is definitely what I've been needing recently. This stone also is very good for your spiritual growth, which obviously I've been researching crystals, I've been doing my tarot readings, I'm proper in my spiritual moments right now. And it's also been meant to be very good for forgiveness as well, which if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the post where I said the story about the top that got stained and how I want to be more forgiving, and yeah, it's like it was meant to come into my life. 3 left. The next one is the biggest stone I have, which is Selenite. This is breakable. Oh my god, look how beautiful that looks in the light. Wow, I need to show you this actually. Selenite lamps are gorgeous. Look at that. Wow. beautiful. Selenite is quite similar to like a salt kind of consistency. It is soluble, so it's not very good to keep in your windowsill or infuse with any kind of waters because it will disappear. This is like raw selenite. It naturally comes in these towers. You can also get little selenite wands and sticks, but if they have the other crystals touch the selenite, then it cleanses their energy. So you can just rub it on selenite and it cleanses them that way. Physically, oh my god, sorry, my nose is so itchy. Read off the red-nosed reindeer. Physically, oh wow, that looks silly. Physically, selenite is very good for your bones. It's meant to help with kind of lack of calcium in your body. It's made up of calcium, oxygen, sulfur, and hydrogen. And so it's a very different makeup to the other crystals, but you can, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but wow, just like how it reflects light. It's so beautiful. It's so heavy as well. I love it. Selenite is meant to space you out. I have this in my bedroom, which if you struggle to get to sleep, then it's very beneficial for. I don't struggle to get to sleep, so this just makes me sleep for hours and hours and hours. But I don't want to keep it in my dressing room because that's where I work. So currently it's in my bedroom, and you know, me and my kitty, we're just having a great relaxed time with this selenite right now. But mainly I use it to cleanse my other crystals as well. Next one is one I was really excited to get. It's a new one. It's Smokey Quartz. So obviously quartz, so it's oxygenated silicon, but that aluminium in it makes it that smoky kind of effect. So although this looks like it's made into like a pointed wand, it's actually generally how it's rawly formed. So this is a rough piece of Smokey Quartz. Sorry, my nose, I'm gonna look stupid. Have I got a crystal that stops itching? Smokey Quartz is very good for your digestive system, but mainly I got this because it's very good at blocking out radiation from electric fields. So a lot of people have this next to their TVs or next to their laptop in the office, next to their chargers. You know, if you've seen my feng shui video, that I have all my electricals in one corner of my room. So this is where this is going to live. Lastly is turquoise. Turquoise is made up of lots of things. It's made up of oxygen, hydrogen, aluminium, phosphorus, copper, and iron. Physically, it's very good for depression. It's meant to be a very protective stone as well. It's very good for the head, so it's very good for your eyes, your ears, your brain, your throat, and your neck. And also it's like a physical cleanse, so that kind of is the protective element of it, like the cleaning what's like around you.